Hey folks, GolfRx here, and I wanted to take today to go over my and some other players' impressions of the news post we got today with the Turn Apocalypse. Just tournament after tournament after tournament after tournament after tournament, 4 of them in a row with an artifact enhancement event, pretty much back to back with an artifact enhancement event that just ended. I'm still reeling from the last one on my silver collection, so eesh. Like, seriously, I'm kind of verklempt over this. It blows, honestly. I'm going to start with one positive bit of criticism for you, Plarium. Thanks to the calendar. Although, um, some constructive criticism. A news post is nice, but it's easy to miss things, to not read everything. What would be really awesome is a tentative, formal calendar, um, kind of like this login reward calendar, but instead just have the month, like right here, and then in all of the days, 1 through 30 or 31 or whatever, just shorthand for event. What event is, pardon me, tentatively happening for that day or weekly period or whatever. That would go a long way towards keeping everything, keeping us as a player base much better informed. That being said, the Sikara fusion, meh at best. The takeaway is if you have her, keep her. Same with Alika. If you don't have them, don't worry about it. Criticism for you, Plarium. I really wouldn't make your number one reward the fusion requirement. Why not make that something that everyone can get? Maybe make it a slight stretch in point values, but make it so that everyone can get it, hypothetically speaking. So I would move everything down a tier, for example, and make the Stitch Beast the 2,000 point tournament point tier. And then the Ancient Shards down one level and all that stuff like that. And then I would up the rewards for 1st through 5th because they're kind of rough. So if you did those things, made it so that everybody could get it if they really stretched, that could be a way to make it so that it's an accessible fusion. I know Sikara sucks. I know Alika sucks. My suspicion is that they're a for-profit company. They know these characters suck. It's probable that they're doing this as a surprise Billy Mays moment, but wait, there's more. Here's a legendary fusion requiring Sikara and Alika. It might happen. Maybe it won't. So that's why I say if you don't have them, don't bother stretching for the fusion. If you do have them, sit on them because what's the worst that can happen? They become food at a later date instead of for this upcoming champion training event. Not a big deal. You don't really lose anything. You know what I mean? Um, so really, a couple of points is to really get that calendar up and running, and that would just be aces. Um, watch the fusions. These guys know what they're doing. This is intentional. It's intentional, possibly to make it so that possibly to my I hate to say this sounds really like conspiracy theory-ish, but if I were somebody who wanted to keep scarcity, I would introduce a subpar fusion or two and then make a legendary requiring the subpar fusions. That way it introduces an artificial layer of scarcity, preventing more people from getting it because it was so meh in the steps leading up to it. So it's a thought, maybe, maybe not. Um, I'm not upset about, I'm a little upset about the spider event because just spider dungeon is awful. I'm an early mid to mid game player and I can't even beat Spider 11 still. It just thrashes me. Spider gets on that pain train and runs my ass over. Just so but I don't mind the dragon event. I farm dragon anyway. I don't mind the Fire Knight, the Ice Golem, because we all farm those sets anyway. We need the speed, we need the lifesteal, we need the defense sets, we need the crit rate sets, we need the crit damage sets, we need the savage sets, all that stuff. So that's all fantastic. They had an energy pack that was good, but really, what with the Sikara fusion requiring 2 Void heroes, you'd have to get Void shards to stand a reasonable chance of getting, because, we're not all going to place top 1 in the tournament. I don't want to, quite honestly. Um, it really limits the people who can get them. And so a lot of the players who've been messaging me about what this event and other events mean for them, they all interpret it as a cash grab. And these are people who legitimately want to spend money on this game. These are people who want to drop $20 a week on this game, $40 a week on this game. And they're telling me that given their recent comments on why they don't make energy easier to get outside of buying it, it feels like a giant cash grab. If they give us a bunch of different things that require energy, then they can easily get us to buy more. The reward is not great, and by putting us against others, it drives competition and spending more to be the best. And the problem with that philosophy is that it's short-term profit maximization at the expense of long-term sustainable, essentially dividends from people who want to spend money on the game in smaller increments. It really shafts those players who play for longevity. And so I'd caution Plarium against that. Come on, guys. Like, this is not hard stuff. I know your parent company is a casino game, gambling game developer or creator or owner or whatnot, but that does not mean, and this is directly to them, not to Plarium, that doesn't mean that's what Plarium needs. That's not what Raid Shadow Legends needs to be. This isn't a pull the slot machine game. I mean, there's a lot of RNG elements to it, but we're not playing this to be in a friggin' casino. We're playing this because we enjoy strategy / RPG / turn-based games, collecting stuff. You know, this is Pokemon for us, man. We want to catch them all. We want to like do things with them. We want to experiment. We don't want to just keep mindlessly. Do I get the sevens? But that's not why we're playing this game. So respect our intelligence, and we'll respect you by paying for things in the game. Does that make sense? Glad we had that heart-to-heart. So, another person told me that we literally just did a champion training event, followed by an artifact enhancement. Starting a series of tournaments of Spider is also rude. If anyone struggles with a dungeon, it's Spider, and no one has any time to prep for it. They're thankful they already have the champs of Sikara and Alika, sorry. Now they can just casually wade through these events and collect rewards at their own pace without actually trying to complete anything. And so both those approaches or opinions from this person really do, crappy shield, really do mirror what it's like. It's either you were lucky enough to get them, so who cares about this event, or you're not a whale, and so who cares about this event? You know what I mean? There's not a lot of incentive to get these, which I think leads to my some support to my idea that there might be some artificial scarcity being injected into this equation here for a later on legendary champion or super awesome epic champion or something like that. But really, I would definitely encourage you folks at Plarium to make these champions a little more accessible in these tournaments. You know, make it so that not just one person can get them. Heck, it might even behoove you if you don't want to do a stretch goal for these champions instead to by the way, I do like the Savage set. Nice job, folks. I don't care for the Toxic set. I'd round this up to 50 because 30 is a weird number. But other than that, nice job. Why not just make it so that everybody who places top 5 or top 10 gets the Stitched Beast? And then you can up these gem rewards because, I don't know, if it were me and I'm whaling with the tournament as it's currently laid out, and someone outwhales me by like 1 or 2 points, which has happened before, and all I get goes from an exclusive thing to 60 or 70 gems, I'm going to want to firebomb something, you know? So make these rewards a little more respectful of the people whose wallets you opened to get in these positions. I know you're not forcing them to pay, but you designed this event knowing that people would pay and knowing what it takes to get up there and with this psychology intended. So, yeah, you did. You really did. You know, you did kind of make them spend. You didn't force them, but you literally set the psychology up. That's kind of the way it goes. So, to say any other thing would be disingenuous. Respect their wallets, respect our time as players, because we're not just putting money into your game if we're pay to play. We're also putting time, whether or not we're paid, even free to play. We're putting our time in. Our time has value too. So if you make these rewards worth attaining, I'm not saying give everyone a sacred shard, but why not give first place a sacred shard and second place, or a sacred shard plus all the other rewards. Give second place a void shard, boom, and so on and so on. That way, top 10 feels like, oh yeah, I might have wailed for it, but at least I got something that makes me feel like, oh yeah, that was a unique reward or an interesting reward or hard to get reward, something I only get once a month or something. Not a void champion that really is just food for a fusion of mediocrity. Does that make any sense? Um, Either way, I know this is running a little bit long. I'm not trying to get ranty, but I wanted to share some of the opinions that were shared with me. I wanted to share my thoughts of where this is going as an event. I wanted to share some criticisms constructively to not just Plarium, but their parent company. In fact, I'm going to look that up right now. It'll take me just one moment. Um, Aristocrat Leisure. Perfect. Google, you're a wonderful thing. So Aristocrat, I wanted to share some criticisms directly to Aristocrat. Not that they'll see this, don't care, saying it anyway. Um, I hope I've spoken for some of you folks and shared your opinion with a wider audience. I hope that I've taught somebody something, and I hope that I've entertained all of you who watch this. If there's something you disagree with, or something you think I forgot, add it to the comments, talk to me about it. I'm happy to engage. Like, share, subscribe, encourage what you think I should keep doing. Discuss with me what you think I shouldn't keep doing. Keep it civil, but most of all, just take care of yourselves, alright? Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a good day.